Oh, hey, Murder Cat. How was your night? Oh, hello, everyone. It's me and Murder Cat here. No, that doesn't sound good. Hello, everyone. It's Dan, the Tactical Gardener, here with Murder Cat. And today, we are going to show you... Murder Cat, come on. Calm down. Calm down. Okay, go kill some mice. Have fun. Cut. Murder Cat, I need you back for the intro. Murder Cat. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Dan, the Tactical Gardener. I'm here today to show you how to get started growing mushrooms the easy and simple way using Mission Myco grain spawn and the bucket technique. So these are the things you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need a drill similar to this one. It doesn't have to be yellow. It could be any kind of drill. But you're going to need a 1/2-inch drill bit. Right here, I got this 1/2-inch drill bit. It works really good. The next thing you're going to need is a bucket. I have a blue bucket right here that we are going to drill the holes in, and then later in another video coming up, we will compare the blue bucket versus the red bucket to see which bucket does better. The next thing you're going to need some gloves for safety, because we're going to be dealing with some hydrated lime that is very basic. You know, it has a very high pH. So you don't want to get a chemical burn on your hands. The next thing you will need is a pH meter. I have one right here. This one works really good to measure the pH. What you're going to need is compressed straw. I like using compressed straw. The baled straw, you have to chop it up, and it doesn't work quite as good. It's a lot more work. I have a bale here. We're going to use this one up before we open a new one, but this is certified straw straight from Tractor Supply Company. You can get it at any place that sells bags of compressed straw. You need hydrated lime, not these kind of lime. Right here, we have this blue barrel. This is the barrel we're going to use to cold water pasteurize. You're going to need a garden hose or a source of water. The last thing you need is your bag of Mission Myco grain spawn. This bag right here is the Italian Oyster grain spawn from Mission Myco. I personally use this and only Mission Myco grain spawn, mainly because MissionMyco.com is a veteran-owned small business, and Mission Myco makes the best grain spawn. So buy Mission Myco grain spawn today. See the link in the description below. Look at that, everybody. We got the table cleaned up. We got plenty of room to start working. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do the bucket technique. We're going to get started. The first thing we need to do, though, is we need to make a bucket. This is a simple, easy way, very low input, and this bucket is reusable once we're done. First thing you want to do is you're going to get your bucket. You also want to make sure you're using a new bucket. Don't use an old bucket full of paint or other chemicals, because those chemicals will get in the mushrooms, and you'll eat those mushrooms later on. First thing we want to do, though, we're going to grab our drill. What we're going to do is we're going to drill approximately 12 holes in a pattern that looks something like this. 2 holes, one here, 1 hole. Turn the bucket, 2 holes right here, 1 hole. Turn the bucket, 2 holes, 1 hole. You're going to repeat that over and over until you have enough holes, probably between 12 and 16. Just depends on what you like. Then in the bottom, we're going to drill some smaller holes for water drainage. So when it's hanging there, the water comes out and drains out like so. Any questions? No. Moving on. Now we have our drill. Oh, you don't want to just go drilling willy-nilly. Get some plastic in your eye. So we're going to bust out our safety glasses. This is why I wear my gun belt all the time, because it's got my stuff. It's got everything I need, like safety glasses. Step 1, bucket, drill, safety glasses, drill holes. Start here. 1, 2. Rotate a little bit. 1. Oh, look at that, fell out. Rotate a little bit. 1, 2. How's that look? That looks pretty good, folks. Look at that. See that? See that pattern? If you want, you can even look on the inside. Then we're gonna drill these holes in the bottom. This one, you just need a smaller bit than a 1/2 inch. You don't want mushrooms growing at the bottom. Sometimes they will. It depends on how it's sitting. For this, though, we just want these to drain water. So that water doesn't collect in the bottom and rot our mushrooms out. Look at this. You have all of these microplastics just hanging out here. You got to get rid of those because those are going to lead to getting inside your mushrooms and you eating them and then you having microplastics inside your body. That is not good. You don't want microplastics in you. I've heard it all on the news. So you're going to pull out a knife. You got your knife. And you just slowly start going around, cutting that off like so. Now that we remove that, we don't have to worry about eating microplastics. Heck yeah. See that? There we got another one off. Another one. This is coming along real good, folks. Now you can see we are almost done. We almost got all these done. Oh man, this bucket, I'm kind of proud of this bucket. I think we're going to do awesome here. All done, folks. Look at that. Whoa. Our bucket is done, ready to go. Last step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wash this down. Put this off to the side for now. Now, let's clean this up and move on to the next step. Oh my God, we're cleaned up. We are ready to move on to the next phase, and that is cold water pasteurize our straw. The reason we need to cold water pasteurize a straw is because there's bacteria and other stuff growing in the straw that, even though the Mission Myco grain spawn is super strong, we want to minimize the amount of other bacteria and funguses and stuff that this grain spawn is going to be competing against to reduce the chances of getting contamination in our bucket that we're going to be growing the mushrooms in. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill up our drum with water. Here we have our garden hose. One of the things I said we're going to need to add water, right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start adding water to our drum until our drum is almost halfway full, or right about halfway full. Oh shit, folks, flies on the camera! All right, everybody, we have our bucket a little over halfway full. Next thing we're going to do is we need to raise this pH. So how are we going to raise this water up to 12.5 to 13 pH? We're going to do hydrated lime. Get out your trusty Hori tool or some other tool that will work like a scoop or a shovel, and you dig out. We're going to do about that. That looks like maybe a 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup. We put it in the bucket. You know what? I've done this so much, though, that I know we're going to need to start off with 2. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stir this cauldron of water and hydrated lime up. But how are we going to do that? We're going to use a stirring stick. Oh my God, a stirring stick. Just what we need to stir our hydrated lime and water. Now, after we got done stirring it, we already put in 2 scoops. So we're going to check. We're going to slowly raise our pH. Not super slow, but we're going to raise our pH up until we get that 12.5 to 13. So here we are. Insert the meter. Wait a few seconds till it's done doing its thing. Hold. Oh, what do we got? pH 11.9. Not quite high enough. We need to bring that up a little bit more. So, how are we going to do that? The Hori tool again. Shovel in approximately another cup. Wash our tool off. Put you away. Re-stir. Check it again. See where we're at. Look at that, folks. 12.4. Getting close. We're going to do about another half a scoop. One more will get us there. Oh, snap. Look at that, folks. 12.5. Right on the money. All right, folks. We're done stirring up our water. We had it at 12.5 pH. Now the next step is to pasteurize, to do that cold water pasteurization on our straw. So how do we do that? Just like this. All right, folks. Now the next step, we're going to take our onion bag right here, and we're going to fill this with straw. That way the straw is all contained, so we can put it in our drum and cold water pasteurize it. Now, the straw, because it's compressed, it's already chopped up, it can get kind of dusty. So, if you have allergies, you don't want to breathe it in, anything like that, I suggest wearing a mask. So here we go. We're going to fill this thing until she's approximately halfway full. The thing is once we get this bag soaking wet, it starts getting heavy. And if you completely pack this bag full, it gets real heavy, and now you're dealing with a heavy bag you're having to carry around. We don't want to do that, so we're just going to put a little bit in. All right, everybody, that's about halfway right there. Now, oh shit. Oh, I should definitely wore a mask, like I said. Do as I say, folks, not as I do. All right, here we go. Tie this up. There we go. Ready to add this straw bag, plus the other straw bags we already made, into the bucket. All right, folks, here we go. We got our bag. Now, we just take this, we add it to our drum. Simple as that. All right, folks, as you can see right here, these bags are floating because they're straw and they're in water. So how are we going to get them submerged? Because they need to be submerged the whole time. How are we going to do that? We're going to use a brick, because bricks don't float. Here's my brick. It's heavy. It doesn't float. It will make this straw sink. Just like that. Now we have to sit here and watch this soak for 24 hours. So what are we going to do? We're going to stay and we're going to watch it soak for 24 hours to make sure nothing bad happens and to keep all these flies away. Oh shit, there you are. Oh shit. That was tactical. Oh, stay away, flies. Oh man. Ooh. Stay away, flies. Oh yeah, got you. Flies coming back at you, folks. It's been 24 hours that the straw has been soaking in the water, getting cold water pasteurized in the 13, almost 13, the 12.5 to 13 pH water. Now what we need to do is we need to take out these bags and let them drip dry and hang up for another 24 hours to get that excess moisture out. This is how we're going to do that. First, we can't pull the bag out because there's a brick on top. So step one, take out the brick. Just like that. Step two, grab our bags and let some of that, whoa, look at that. Let that water kind of drip off there like so. Now, folks, you don't want to sit here and hold this for 24 hours, so follow me to see what we do. Here we are. Oh, there we are, guys. Look at that. Just let her drip dry for 24 hours, and then we'll be back. We are back. It has been 24 hours that these bags have been up drying. They've been hanging outside drying. So now they're at the right consistency of water, right? You don't want these things soaking because that could wreck or that could rot inside the bucket. You just want to let them drip dry out for about 24 hours, no more than 24 hours, probably no less than 12. I mean, ideally, you want this to be 70% hydrated. You could use a scale, you could hang them up and you could weigh them, or you could just hang it for 24 hours because that works just fine and it's never failed me and it's always worked. So what we are going to do now is we are going to take our straw and we are going to take our buckets. Red versus blue. I don't know if I got to show, not sure what brands, or it might not even matter. We already got our buckets cleaned because after we made them, we cleaned them really good. We sprayed the inside down with a little bit of alcohol, 70% isopropyl, to kill off any bacteria. As you can see, both the buckets are the same. One's red, one's blue. First thing you want to do is you're going to open up your onion bag. Just like so. You're going to take out a little bit of straw. You're going to put a little bit of straw in one, just like so, and a little bit of straw in the other one. Get yourself a nice layer. There we are, folks. A little bit of straw in each. Next step, we're going to get our grain spawn bag, and we're going to open it. Just like so. Need a slit in there. You're going to break it up. Oh yeah, look at that. All broken up, ready to go. Now, for each bucket, the bucket method, you're going to want about 2 to 2.5 pounds of grain per bucket. So with one 5-pound bag of Mission Oyster grain spawn, you can make 2 Bucket Tech buckets. So we got that little bit of straw in there. Now, do a layer of grain. Layer of grain. Now that we've done that, another layer of straw. Like Salt Bay or whatever. Is that a name? That's pretty popular, right? No. Oh, is he not cool? I thought he was. So, do that. A little bit of grain spawn. And repeat. We are almost done getting these layered up. Look at that. A little bit in that one, a little bit in this one. This is all pretty scientific-y. There we go, folks. We are almost done. We got just a little bit. We'll put this last little bit in here. Split that up between that one, red and blue. We're going to find out which bucket actually worked the best. Push that down just a, you don't want to pack it, but you don't want to leave it super loose. So you just give it a little push down. Pretty good. Maybe a little bit more in the red. There we go, folks. Both buckets are full. Now, put the lid on them. sure you get all that grain or all that straw down inside. Lid on the red one. Lid on the blue one. Now, with these two buckets, they are ready to go. You're going to want to put them in an environment that's approximately 70 to 75 degrees for that first couple of weeks, that first week or two, while the mycelium is colonizing the straw-based substrate. After about 2 weeks, you can open these lids and you'll see a lot of white mycelium, which I'll show you on the updates to come, how they do. But once you see that white mycelium start growing and that bucket is fully inoculated with the grain spawn, you're going to want to take the bucket and you're going to put it then into a high humidity, about 60 to 65 degrees, for the optimal growing conditions, where you will start to see the mushrooms sprout out and we will see what bucket is better, red or blue. Come to think of it, stay tuned for the next video where we find a home for these guys to grow and give you an update. Stay tuned.